What's up, my chic fam? Welcome back to Chez Jaclyn. I'm Jaclyn. Today we're working on part 2 of my home remodel bathroom. Yes, I know parts. Kind of annoying, but there was just so much video and stuff that I wanted to show you guys that if I just kept it really long, it would be a really long video, and I value your time, so I'm trying to make it as efficient as possible. Today we are building the shower, waterproofing the shower, and I'm gonna be sharing my tile selections and kind of my thought process on how I did all of that. So stay tuned for part 3 because it's coming right before you know it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Gig 173. Now we are working on the shower. Here they are working on the border that's gonna be in the shower. Drilling some holes there, looking like some ant piles. No one ever tells you how loud and like annoying these sounds are. I know they're necessary, but still. Now that is a nifty tool. Because we're installing the HardieBacker, we added extra supporting studs to hold more of the weight. So both of these walls are gonna have HardieBacker. This is essentially the shower area. And Manny is digging these holes for the shower curb. They gotta attach to something somehow, right? How deep is that?
Not that deep. Only gonna do like an inch or so.
Okay, so he's doing the liner here. Here's what we did. Showed you that last time. They put I didn't get to show you, but they put like a felt underneath this before they did this. I don't think I can show you though. There's so many layers when you're waterproofing an area. I missed showing you guys the felt, but don't worry, you'll see it here in a minute. We did hire somebody to help us install this part and like the tile and everything. So this is them installing that black felt stuff I was telling you about. They're putting that behind the HardieBacker, and then they're going to be screwing everything all together. There will be many times throughout the series where it looks like I'm just the camera person, but trust, yo girl is getting her hands dirty. I ain't no princess. This is the HardieBacker that we ended up using, and this is the shower with all of the walls up, all the cutouts for the wand and the shower head. Okay, so they are doing the Hardie board on the border, obviously, and then in the shower, they've covered up all the pipes already. Now they're doing the felt. That's what it's called, thingamajig. They got the Hardie board. Oh my gosh, how cool! So here he's creating the mortar bed, just packing that on, packing it on, and really making it smooth. That is the trick to this sort of technique with this material. And then afterwards, he's spraying it down with water so it'll all harden faster, as it's supposed to be now that it's in its final resting place. Here we're using the product RedGuard. Now this is a waterproofing membrane, and on the back of the packaging it has specifications on the thickness that you need to apply. I want to say we did 3 or 4 coats. We did all of the seams first, and then we did full panels up and down. I knew that for this bathroom, I wanted to have that really wow impact, and I loved the marble. So I ended up getting that white porcelain marble look because I was not about to do all that high maintenance, girl. Ultimately landed on Floor & Decor, who also sells Schluter products. And this was the jolly that I ended on. I wanted to go for the black because of my black finishes that I wanted to have in this bathroom. The lighting plan, I kind of just figured what I wanted and where I wanted it, and I just kind of went from there. This one is going directly above the shower, and we had to cut this out like 2 or 3 times because the first time we did it, it didn't exactly fit the light, which is fine because you can always make it bigger. You can't undo it and make it smaller. And if I'm shaking and moving a lot, it's because it's so dusty. Drywall is so dusty and so messy. I decided on these pocket lights because I don't like the little can ones. That's not really my thing. I just really wanted it flushed with the ceiling. And a side note, ceiling walls are hard to put on because obviously you're like having to do it with your arms up, and it's kind of an uncomfortable position. But this wall we had to put up like 4 times because you can see that there's a cutout for the fan and a cutout for the vent, which meticulously had to be cut out. So we kept going up and down because we were a little shy. I was also having to hold this in between takes because Manny had to like cut a little bit, and then we had to put it down, and then I would step down to film. And then the second light here, this one's gonna be sort of the main light along with the mirror light that I'm gonna have later. I also split the difference between this pocket light because at a later time, if I wanted to add a chandelier, it would be in the perfect place. Not too close to the center, not too close to the toilet, kind of like the golden ratio of the ceiling of this part. So we have half of the ceiling up. We have 2 walls up. Turn this off, let me see. Yeah, there you go. Now we're gonna work on this side here. This is going to be a challenge, but there's no more lights and there's no more things to cut around.
That's just one piece.
Now it's just, yeah, it's just the one piece going across. So here's the shelf they did. Here's what it looks like on this side. Just get this way. Woo! Oh, oh. That's so cool. Make a little shelf here. Shelf, boom, boom. We only have this wall to do, which is going to be the sink. And then obviously the wall coming in. That's going to be the door. And then that wall. And then this wall. This is the type of mud that we use. It's already set, ready to go. And the drywall screws. I landed on the hexagon shape for the shower floor, of course the marble effect as well. I did also meticulously pick where each section was going to go because I knew once it was permanent, I'm going to have to look at it. So I wanted to love every piece that was permanent. As he cuts a hole for the shower drain, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, what am I going to do for the niche that I want? Like a little cutout for shelves that I want to hold my shampoos and soaps and etc. This is going to be the vanity area. We found these supports online. I forgot what website, but they hold like over 1,000 pounds or something crazy. They're made out of steel. The only thing I didn't like is how like thin they were. So in my mind, I was like, how the heck is this going to like support? I mean, it does, but we ended up adding 2x4s on the sides, like screwing them and gluing them together. So that way they'd have more than just this really thin support. Leveling these out was kind of a pain in the butt, but I mean, we eventually got there. And putting this drywall on was a monster because we had the cutouts for the plumbing and the electrical that I wanted to do here. And then of course the supports. I mean, this was a completely custom vanity. So all of the wood pieces we miter cut. We had a friend help us out with the miter cuts. He's a woodworker, so that really came in clutch. And we slowly drilled a hole for the piping and the plumbing to come through. The medicine cabinet was a must for me just because I want my close like little everyday essentials next to me and not on the vanity. And how I sized everything is I put my everyday items that I would be using inside. And that's how really I adjusted where I wanted these shelves to go. And that was the easy part. Getting this little thing to look like a perfect square was a pain in the butt. And this cutesy frame is what I'm using for the medicine door cabinet. But you guys are just gonna have to wait until next time. Part 3 will be coming at you so very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed and I will check you guys in my next one. Bye!